Hello everyone, this is Payal Vaja. Welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, we will discuss about scale up of solid dosage form. These are the list of contents we will discuss in this video. First one is material handling. Second one is dry blending, granulations, drying, reduction in particle size. What is blending? What is slugging? Compression, tablet coating, and last one is capsules. First one is in material handling at laboratory scale, deliver the accurate amount of drug substance or dosage form to the destination. That means in material handling at laboratory scale, supply or deliver the accurate amount of any drug substance to the specific place. While at large scale, for material handling purpose, lifting the drums is required. For transportation, more sophisticated methods are used for material handling purpose. During large scale, vacuum loading system is used for material handling purpose and metering pump is used. What is the metering pump? A metering pump which moves a precise volume of liquid in a specified time period, which providing an accurate volumetric flow rate. That means metering pump which moves or transfer a specific volume of liquid in a specific time period, providing an accurate volumetric flow rate. And delivery of fluid in a precise adjustable flow rates is sometimes called as metering. That is called as metering pump. So, in material handling, at laboratory scale or small scale, deliver the accurate amount at the specific site or specific place, while at a large scale, lifting drum is required. More sophisticated methods are used for dosage form preparation. Vacuum loading system is used for vacuum purpose and metering pump is required. Last one is prevent the cross contamination by validation cleaning procedure. That means during large scale process, cross contamination is prevented by cleaning procedure or validation of equipments by performing validation of equipments. Next one is dry blending. What is dry blending? We already discussed in last semester. Powders should be used for encapsulation or to be granulated prior to tableting must be well blended to encourage good drug distribution. That means powders, they should be used for encapsulation purpose or to be used for granulation prior to before the tableting. That type of powder must be well blended or mixed to encourage good drug distribution. Next one is inadequate blending or improper mixing could result in drug content uniformity variation, especially when the tablet or capsule is small and the drug concentration is relatively low. That means during inadequate or improper mixing that result in drug content non-uniformity, especially when the tablet or capsule that is small and the drug concentration is relatively low. Last one is ingredients should be lump free, otherwise it could cause flow problems. That means any excipient used for tableting purpose, it should be lump free. It doesn't contain any type of lumps, otherwise it affect flow problems. So in dry blending, first one is powder should be used, or powder particularly used for encapsulation or granulation purpose before the tableting. So it should be completely mixed for encourage good drug distribution. While improper mixing which result in drug content non-uniformity, especially when the tablet or capsule is smaller in size and drug concentration is relatively low. Last one is excipients should be free from lumps, otherwise it causes flow problems. Next one is granulation. What is granulation? We already discussed. Why granulation is required? Reasons of granulation. First one is granulation which improve the flow property. That means by granulation improve the flow property of powders. Next one is by using granulation to increase the apparent density of powder. So granulation also increase the density of various powders. Last one is why granulation is required? To change the particle size distribution so that the binding properties on compaction can be improved. That means to change the particle size distribution. So binding properties on compaction which can be improved by using granulation. Types of granulation or tablet preparation method. Three methods. First one is wet granulation method. Second one is dry granulation method. And third one is direct compression method. All the methods we already discussed in last semester. In wet granulation method, we used liquid for wet mass purpose, while dry granulation method, we prepare the granules, but we didn't use any type of liquid. So it is called as a dry granulation method. While in direct compression method, in this method, tablet and excipients are take taken together and directly compressed with the help of tablet compression machine. A small amount potent active ingredient can be dispersed most effectively in a carrier granulation when the drug is dissolved in granulating solution and added during the granulating process. That means a small amount of any potent medicament which can be easily dispersed most effectively for the carrier granulation purpose. When drug is dissolved in the granulation solution and this dissolved drug solution that is pass into the or enter into the granulating process. Next one is wet granulation has been carried out by using various equipments. Wet granulation it is performed by using sigma blade mixture. Next one is heavy duty planetary mixture, tumbler blender, high speed chopper blades used in mixing of light powder. So sigma blades, heavy duty planetary mixture, tumbler blender and high speed chopper blades. All are the example of mixture. They are particularly useful for mixing of lightweight powders. They are a multifunctional processor. Dry blending, wet granulation, drying, sizing, and last one is lubricating. So, in first step, dry mixing is required for granulation purpose. Dry mixing of drug and excipients with the help of mortar and pestle. Second one is for wet granulation purpose. Any liquid is added into the dry mixture for wet mass formation. After wet mass formation, granules are formed. These granules are dried at a relative temperature and sizing is required for uniform size distribution by using various type of sieve. And last one is lubricating agent is added for good flow property. Last one is effect of binding agent. If we added higher amount of binding agent, it produces stickiness. If add smaller amount of or little amount of binding agent, it produces dryness of powder. So optimum amount of binding agent is required for granulation purpose. Next one is drying. For drying purpose, hot air oven is used. In hot air oven, most widely 60 degrees centigrade temperature is required for drying of granules. In hot air oven, maintain the air temperature, rate of airflow and depth of granulation on the tray. Second equipment for drying is fluidized bed dryer. In fluidized bed dryer, optimum loads are adjusted, rate of airflow is maintained, humidity and inlet air temperature are maintained with the help of buttons available on fluidized bed dryer. Both are the example of drying equipment, hot air oven and next one is fluidized bed dryer. Data that are used for small scale batches like 1 to 5 kg can't be extrapolated processing conditions for intermediate scale like 1000 kg or large batches. That means any data or documents that are particularly useful for large scale batches, sorry, any data that are particularly useful for small scale batches, they can't be extrapolated for a intermediate scale processing or a large scale batch processing. Next one is reduction in particle size. Why reduction in particle size? If particles are smaller in size, that have a larger in surface area. If surface area is larger, so solubility of any particle or smaller size particle is increased and it directly affects the dissolution of any dosage form. Particle size to particle size distribution is important to the compression characteristic of granulation. So particle size distribution or reduction in particle size, it should be important particularly for compression characterization of granulation purpose. Next one is compression factor that may affected by the particle size distribution, that are flow ability, compressibility, uniformity of tablet weight, content uniformity, tablet hardness, tablet color uniformity. That means compression factor which may affected by particle size distribution. So, which type of factors affected by particle size distribution? Flow property. Second one is compression characteristic. Next one is uniformity of tablet content and tablet hardness. Last one is tablet color uniformity. Equipments used for particle size distribution or reduction for particle size reduction. Equipments, first one is oscillating granulator or mechanical sieving device. Next one is hammer mill and last one is screening device. For uniform particle size distribution, various type of equipments are used. Oscillating granulator, a mechanical sieving device is used. Next one is hammer mill is used for reduction of particle size and screening device is used. If particle size is too large, so it affect weight variation and it produce mottling. So reduction in particle size is required. If particle size is too large, it affect weight variation and mottling. What is mottling? Non-uniformity of color distribution, that is called as a mottling. If particle size are too small or too fine, it produce weight variation and it produce caping. We already discussed what is caping. That is the one type of tablet defects. Both oversized and undersized granulation can adversely affect tablet content uniformity. That means oversized particle size distribution and undersized particle size distribution both adversely affect tablet content uniformity. So optimum particle size is required to maintain content uniformity. Lubricants and glidants are added at a final blend. So in last procedure or in last step of tablet preparation method, lubricants and glidants are added. What is lubricant? Lubricants that are useful for avoid sticking purpose that are also called as a anti-adherent, while glidant that are useful for flow property enhancement. What is blending? Blending means mixing. Consequent attention should be paid to scale up of the right design is used and blender loads, mixing speeds, mixing timing are properly established. That means consequent attention should be required. Attention or concentration should be required to scale up of right design is used. So attention is required for scale up of right design or right construction and blender loads, mixing speed is required. Which type of mixing speed is maintained? Mixing time properly established and mixer load is also properly established for right design scale up purpose. In any blending operation, segregation and mixing occurs simultaneously. Both processes are a function of particle size, shape, hardness, density, and dynamics of mixing action. That means during blending process or mixing process, segregation, that means separation of powders, and mixing, both are the simultaneously occur. Segregation and mixing are simultaneously occur. So segregation and mixing, both the process affect the particle size, both affect the shape of particles or dosage form, hardness of dosage form are affected by segregation and mixing, density are also affected by segregation and mixing. So in mixing purpose, first step, first step, attention or concentration is required for scale up of right construction or right design of mixing. So mixing load is adjusted, mixing speed and mixing timing are properly established for scale up purpose. And second step, during mixing, segregation and mixing both are occur simultaneously, and both parameters affect the particle size of dosage form, shape of dosage form, hardness and density of dosage form. Low dose active ingredients directly compressed. So any low dose API, they are directly compressed with the help of tablet compression machine. Equipments that are used for blending purpose or mixing purpose. First one is planetary mixer, second one is twin shell blender and cone type mixture. These three mixtures are most widely used for uniform mixing or blending purpose. Overloading in blender. If mixture it is overloaded, so it affect or it produce retard the free flow of granules. So what is the side effect of overloading in the mixture or some type of disadvantages of overloading in mixture? First one is which retard the free flow of granules. So it directly affect the flow property of granules. Second one is reduce the efficiency or reduce the effect of active ingredient. And last one is which causes content non-uniformity. So optimum loading is required to the prevent any type of any type of retard the free flow of granules, reduce the efficiency and causes the content ununiformity. All are the one type of side effect or disadvantage of overloading in blender. If the load is too small, that means mixture which doesn't contain proper load. So in this case, powder blend slides rather than roll in blender and improper mixing. So if powder is or mixture is not completely loaded, so in this case powder blend or powder mixture slides rather than rolling in the blender. So improper mixing is occur during load is too small. What is slugging? A dry powder blend that can't be directly compressed because of poor flow property may in some instance be processed using a slugging operation. So dry powder method or dry powder mixture can't be directly compressed because they have a poor flow property. So slugging is required. What is slugging? Slugging means proper one type of aggregates is formed or proper granulation is formed. So by using granulation, powder flow property is maintained. Which type of instruments or equipments is required for a slugging purpose? Tablet press, which operate at pressure of 15 tons compared with a normal tablet press which operates at a pressure of 4 tons or a less. So tablet press is required which operate at a pressure of 15 tons compared with the normal tablet press that is operated 4 tons or a less. What is compression? For compression purpose, the ultimate test of tablet formulation and granulation can be compared on a high speed tablet press. So, for tablet formulation and granulation that can be compressed on the high speed tablet press machine. Steps involved during compression procedure. First one is filling the empty tablet machine die cavity with granulation. Next one is pre-compression of granules. Next one is compression of granules. And last one is ejection of tablet from the die cavity. That means for compression purpose, first step is filling the empty die cavity with the help of granules. Second one is pre-compression of granules by using punch. And next one is compression of granules by using lower punch and upper punch. And finally, tablet is ejected out from the die cavity. Compression characteristic can be evaluated by press speed equal to normal production speed. So compressed characteristics that can be evaluated by pressure speed or punch speed, lower punch and upper punch speed that is equal to the normal production speed. Then detect the problem such as sticking to the punch surface, tablet hardness, capping and weight variation. So granules must be delivered at an adequate rate. That means by using or evaluating the compression characteristic, detect some type of problem. If sticking to the punch surface, so during that case, lubricant is required. Second one is tablet hardness. So tablet hardness that is maintained by hardness roller. If capping problem is required, so solution of capping problem is done. If moisture is high, so sticking problem is occur. And last one is weight variation. So all the problems are identified by using compression characteristic evaluation. So find out the remedies and give their solution. During compression, the granules are compacted and in order for a tablet to form of bonds within the compressible materials must be formed. So during the compression process, the granules are compacted and in order to form a tablet, they form a bond between the internal material and they form an internal bond between the various excipient and API. For tablet coating, equipments. Which type of equipments is required? Conventional coating pan and perforated pan of fluidized bed coating column is required. Types of tablet coating. First one is sugar coating and film coating. Both are both are the types of coating and we already discussed what is the sugar coating and what is the film coating. And advantages of coating is test masking purpose. That is the main advantage of coating. Another example of tablet coating is, or the type of coating is, enteric coating that are useful for targeted drug delivery. Tablet must be sufficiently hard to withstand the tumbling to which they are subjected while coating. So tablets, they must be sufficiently hard. Some types of hardness is required during tumbling for coating purpose. Operation conditions to be established for pan or column operation are optimum tablet load, operating tablet, bed temperature, drying air flow rate, temperature and solution application rate. So, operation conditions, that means when we added tablet into the tablet pan. So, optimum tablet load is adjusted, operating tablet operating tablets is required, operating tablet bed temperature, air flow rate, drying air flow rate is maintained, and solution, spray solution which flow on the tablets, all are the maintained properly. Capsules. To produce capsules on a high-speed equipment, the powder blend must have a uniform particle size distribution, bulk density, and formation of compact of the right size and of sufficient cohesiveness to be filled into capsule shells. That means to produce capsules on the high-speed equipment, powder mixture must have uniform particle size distribution. All are the characteristic of powder mixture. Uniform particle size distribution is required, bulk density is maintained, and formation of compaction of right size and sufficient cohesiveness to be filled into capsule cell. That means formation of compact mass with the right size and sufficient cohesiveness is required for fill into the capsule shell. Equipments required for capsules. First one is Sanazi or Mertali, that is a type of dosator machine. Next one is Hoflinger Karg, that is a one type of tapping pins is required. Weight variation problems can be encountered with these two methods. So weight variation problems, that is removed by Sanasi machine and Hoflinger Karg tapping pins. Overly lubricated granules which delay the disintegration. So optimum lubrication is required if lubricating agent is added in a over amount or measure amount which directly affect the disintegration of dosage form and delay the dosage form. Delay the disintegration of dosage form. Humidity which affect moisture content of granulation and on the empty gelatin capsule. So humidity which affect the moisture content of granulations and empty gelatin capsules. So maintain proper humidity, and empty gelatin capsules have a recommended storage condition of 15 to 25 degrees centigrade temperature and humidity 35 to 65 degrees centigrade, 65% relative humidity. So empty gelatin capsule cell that should be stored at 15 to 25 degrees centigrade temperature and 30 to 65 degree 65% relative humidity is maintained. At high humidity, capsules swells make the separation of the capsule part. They are difficult to interfere with the transport of the capsule through the process. So, relative humidity is maintained if capsule cell which contain the high humidity. So, in this case, capsules are swells and which makes the separation of capsule parts and they are difficult to interfere with the transportation of capsule through the processes. If capsules which contain the low humidity, so during this case, capsules are brittle. So capsules are rapidly break down and increased static charge, static charge that interfere with encapsulation process. Thank you.